Just in case you don't watch the news, here's the 3 things you must do in this car market crash. Thing number 1, there's massive discounts out there. These vehicles are sitting, and you are gonna get up to 40% off. Here's how you're gonna do that. You're gonna go to Car Gurus, you're gonna go to Car Edge, you're gonna find the vehicle you want, you're gonna see how long it's been sitting there, because guess what? The vehicles that have been sitting the longest, those are the ones getting the most massive discounts. Thing number 2, you know when that finance guy pulls you back to the dungeon and does all the paperwork with you? Those warranties? Yeah, those warranties are negotiable. Never, ever pay full price for a dealership warranty. They can be great, but you are gonna get it for half of what they're trying to sell you that warranty for. And thing number 3 is your financing. If you're looking for a deal, don't pay cash, because if you're paying cash, the dealership has no incentive to work with you. Come in with your own financing. Use a credit union, but even better than that, go to the manufacturer, Mazda, Toyota, Ford, whoever it is you want to work with. Go to their website, fill out the pre-approval form, get pre-approved with that 0 to 2% financing that's going on right now, and you take that to the dealership, because most dealers will mark up the rate on the back end, and you don't want them playing in your game.
The car market crash is not happening, and it's because of you. These are all bank repos being checked in, about to be sold at auction. Wide body Scat Pack 392 repo. Range Rovers, Kias, Mitsubishis, big trucks, Mercedes, all these repo. BMWs, brand new Ford trucks. I genuinely thought that the car market will correct, because people are seeing $500, $800, $1,200 payments for people that make $2,000, $3,000 a month. That's not sustainable. Figure what I'm seeing as a car dealer, me selling cars and trying to educate people to help them from getting into a financial situation that could distress them for years to come, that they would stop and think like, oh, I'm not going to get that. I'm going to go ahead and buy something that's affordable. But unfortunately, no. People 25% interest rate. I have $10,000, $15,000 in negative equity. How can I get into a newer car? You shouldn't. Pay that car off. Wait till you get to a better financial situation or better credit situation, then buy something new, or wait for the market to correct. I've been featured in so many news articles because it's outrageous and outlandish to hear people paying $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 a month for a 3 or 4 year old car or truck. Nobody cares about generational wealth anymore. They want generational pain. They want their kids to feel the auto loan they bought 5, 10 years ago. They want to be in the AMG GT63. They want this. Doesn't matter if it's $3,000, $4,000 a month. Plenty of information to take advantage of before you go into a car dealership and sign away a 3, 4, 5 year commitment to a vehicle. You have a responsibility to look at the truth in lending form and understand what your payments are, what your interest rate is, and saying yay or nay at that time before you sign those documents. So the car market crash isn't happening. There will be no correction until people stop buying into the high car prices, high interest auto loans. I'm finna be like Steve-O got me rolling. Show you how bad repos are getting and how new these vehicles are that are getting repossessed by the banks and being sold at the auction. All these are repos, all brand new cars. You got Chargers, Scat Packs, Mercedes, Genesis, Range Rovers, Range Rover trucks, Teslas, 2010, 2012. These are 2019, 2020s and up that are getting repo. People are barely had these cars for a year, maybe less, maybe more, and the banks are picking them up and selling them at the auctions for a fraction of what they bought it for. High interest loans, people bailing out of their auto loans because they can't even afford it. Here we have a 2019 Range Rover. Has 80,000. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm sure whoever bought this probably paid an arm and a leg, and it's going to go for a fraction of the cost of the auction. And during COVID, and even till today, people are getting approved for these crazy loans on these cars, paying $1,200, $1,500 a month. Insurance is $300, $400, maybe $500 a month for them. So they're paying more than half their income on just an automobile. That doesn't include anything else, any maintenance or anything. It's crazy. Car market is getting stagnant. Inventory is going up. And the reason is people just don't know how to educate themselves, budget correctly. And dealers are taking advantage of that and marking up these cars at such an alarming rate. And banks are approving these loans. We're probably going to start seeing the cars that Steve-O got me rolling sold to those people start popping up at the auction soon. So, but seriously, if you don't want to end up trying to pay the difference on a vehicle that you bought at such a high price with a high interest rate, take your time to educate yourself and make sure you budget correctly.
The car market is finally correcting itself. These large companies are losing so much money, and I am so excited. The owner of Jeep, Stellantis, their CEO, stepped down because they were losing so much money. Nissan is merging with Honda. Desperate times call for desperate measures. This is what y'all get for making junk-ass cars and then charging us more for this junk. Way more than we should be paying. Hey. And I'm sorry, my narcissistic, arrogant ass is gonna think I had something to do with this. Obviously not. But that is what I hoped would happen. That people would stop buying junk-ass cars like Nissans and Jeeps. Even Toyota is making stupid-ass bad decisions. They put a fucking turbo V6 in place of the most reliable V8 ever made. And they want us to buy this junk. And guess what? Motors are blowing left and right. Hey, I hope you lose so much goddamn money that you can't even buy a fucking fruit snack at the end of this. Cheers to 2025. Make vehicles reliable again. Fuck you.
This young lady is returning her BMW X5M to the bank because she's tired of paying $2,000 a month and the principal is not being affected whatsoever.
Let me confirm the reason you are returning the vehicle. I said I have had the car for a full year and it's only showing I paid $5K. I've been paying $19.94, which was wrong, $19.08 for every month for an entire year, and no way I only paid $5K.
She's basically breaking down the fact that after 1 year of paying her payment, she feels as if she was scammed because she logged on her Ally account and she tried to check what her principal balance was and how much progress she made. She was very shocked to find out it was very minimal, and she still owes over $100,000 on this 2021 BMW X5. In this situation, we have to hold ourselves accountable and we have to understand what do we get ourselves into. And she does admit in the video that some of her decisions weren't the best, but she is growing and she is going to do a better job next time. And this is an example for all of us to understand that we should never put ourselves in this predicament where we are blindsided or we feel as if like we don't understand what we're getting ourselves into because we do our own calculations, we do our own understanding in our head, and we sell ourselves into an illusion or a delusion that never is the reality. I'm assuming in this case, she has to have a 20% or more interest rate on this BMW X5M because it's a 2021 and it's almost at $100,000, that most of her payments that she's making on auto pay is not going to go towards principal, it's going to go towards interest. And any product that has an interest rate on it will always be front end heavy, meaning that they're going to put the interest on the front end of the loan. For instance, a $40,000 auto loan with a 60-month term at a 9% rate, which is the average rate right now, is an $830 monthly payment. And if you look at the amortization schedule, it'll tell you how much you're going to pay towards the principal. Interest in this case, $300+ is going to go towards the interest, and $530 of that is going to go towards the principal. In her case, 1 year, she has made $24,000 worth of payments. That means $18,000 went towards interest, and only $6,000 of those dollars went towards her principal because she has only made $5,822 of her principal, and she still owes over $100,000. So let this be a lesson. Let us understand our finances. Let's take the time to understand and reflect on whether or not this is going to be a good financial decision for us. These financial decisions will affect you mentally, physically, and emotionally as well. If she had not checked her auto pay account, she would have just been paying $2,000 2-3 years later, not really understood why is it not eating towards her principal. She is very, very upside down. I don't know how many miles are on it, so I can guess between $30,000 to $50,000 upside down on this vehicle. It is unlikely that she can refinance because refinance companies still look at the loan to value, so she would have to put a significant amount of money down to refinance this vehicle into a lower monthly payment. Let's take the time to reflect on any decision we make, whether it's going to affect us in the midterm, short term, or long term. Let's all plan for a positive future.
And to the girl that said if you need a car, call the impound lots and get the auction information, and you can get something for under $1,000. Thank you. I just found 3 lots. One of them was a typical over 1,000, but the other under 1,000. Yeah, I'm gonna go get me a bucket, you hear me? Under 1,000, like back in the days. Because why did I see a car that was like 1980 something being sold for 5,000? Make it make sense. Make that make sense, America. Make it make sense. It like, you gotta understand what inflation is. Like, you can't just put a value on a car like that. And it wasn't a collector's item or anything. But here I thought I would need at least $5K to get a decent running bucket, and no. So thank you to that girl. I wish I would have saved her post. I liked it, but I didn't save it because what she said made so much sense. I just ran with it. So look for impound lots in your area. Call them and ask them, when is your the question I asked is, when is the auction? What is required? Do you have to register? Is there a fee? What else did I ask? Can you go prior to go check on the cars? Because obviously you want to take a mechanic with you. Yeah. Now the last one I just called was a online auction. New for me, but I'm gonna figure it out as I go. I'm gonna figure it out. Yes. Some of them will tell you they will only accept cash. Some of them will let you pay with a card, but they'll add a fee. You just want to know everything. And then at the end of it, when I couldn't ask any more questions, I will ask, is there anything else that you think that I need to know before I come? And they'll tell you. Thank you. When I say TikTok is the best place on earth, like it's the funniest place on earth, but I love y'all. I love the people on TikTok. I love y'all. Thank you.
The car market is flipped. It used to be a seller's market, now it's a buyer's market. Here's what you need to know to save the most money and get the best deal. First things first, everything is about supply and demand. Let's start with demand. Right now, the new car sales rate in the United States fell by almost 3 million vehicles annually with the latest data we have from October. At the same exact time, used car inventory has increased and has reached the highest level we've seen in 2025. As sales have slowed and inventory has built, new car and used car dealership profits have plummeted. The white line shows you new car vehicle profits per vehicle, and the dark blue line shows you used vehicle profits per vehicle. Both are back to where they were pre-pandemic. Data companies like Black Book are seeing used cars depreciate like they did back in 2022 and 2023. That means volatility in the used car market is back. And manufacturers have new 2026 model year vehicles hitting their lots, and their dealers are not able to sell them. This 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie costs $74,600. The dealer invoice price is $69,527, but there's no chance the dealer sells this vehicle at invoice. They're going to have to discount it way more. How can I say that with such certainty? Well, because in this particular market, there are over 2,000 of this year, make, model, and trim of vehicle for sale within 500 miles of this one, yet dealers have only sold 4 of that exact same type of vehicle in the last 45 days. That means there's a 23,000 days supply of inventory. Manufacturers want that number to be closer to 90. How can that even be possible? Well, it's because these manufacturers are enforcing their dealers to sell more of the 2025 new vehicles that still haven't sold. So you've got 2026 new cars that aren't selling, 2025s that they're having to discount deeply to get them sold, and you have used car prices finally starting to go down. No wonder these automakers are starting to lay off their workforce. Now, one other note in all of this is it is officially the fourth quarter of 2025. That is the best time of year to buy a new or used car. That is when manufacturers and dealers are most likely to discount and negotiate the selling price of their vehicles to try and get you to buy them. So this car market reset couldn't have happened at a better time. That being said, your trade-in value is probably going to go down between now and the end of the year as used car volatility increases. So for those of you that don't know, check out caredge.com. We were actually just featured in The Economist, their article called The End of the Rip-Off Economy, for how we are helping car buyers get better deals and not get taken advantage of. Be informed, be empowered, go get yourself the best deal possible this end of year. The market reset is happening. It is no longer a seller's market, it's a buyer's market.
The absolute lowest car payment you are ever going to get on a brand new car can be had right now. Some of you are in a desperate situation where you need a very low car payment, but you want a very good car. There is an opportunity right now, and I want y'all to hear me on this. I have spoke about this, not like I'm about to break down now, but I've hinted at it, and now I need to tell you about it because it won't be around long. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years, but not forever. The best opportunity is to lease an electric vehicle. You can get it for under $100 per month, some of them under $200 per month. You need to get familiar with the electric technology and the charging stations, but if you are burying negative equity, you have $10,000-$15,000 of negative equity, you need to find an electric vehicle, $30,000 or less. And if you use my way, you'll be shopping from home by email to get these cars below market prices. You may not get these prices walking into dealers. You can try calling around and getting multiple offers. I recommend at least 5. But this, you do not buy them. These cars have deteriorated and plummeted in resale value. That means they are almost worthless, but dealers have to sell them. So manufacturers are leasing them at ridiculously low rates. You can drive $30,000 cars, brand new 2025s, for literally under $200 per month, sometimes even less. Maybe it's under $100. You need to take advantage of this right now. 2 types of people. 1, I need a brand new car. I need it to be dependable. I need a car that I can get to work in and it's not going to be breaking down on me. And 2, I need a car that I can bury this negative equity in from my old car of 10,000, 12,000, 15,000, and I need to switch that over. That's your opportunity. Carsfromhometoolkit.com. The link is in my bio. I show you how to do this. We've been doing this for 4 years now. People who are using our stuff has 3 and 4 cars already. You still haven't started using it yet. Go to my bio, start with our free cheat sheets, and you can start to learn how to, you can not even learn, it's not a learning process. You can take action steps of getting cars from home and getting multiple offers. So that's your opportunity. Do not look back on this 5 years, 10 years from now and say, I missed that, or I should have took advantage of that. Now,